I came first to Perth in 1994. I was a visiting professor here. I was in a very early stage in my career, but I was very much impressed by the hospital, by the people, by the environment. And even at that stage, I thought if ever there would be an opportunity to contribute towards this community at some stage in my life, I would do it.
So I've spent 10 years at University College London in central London at Euston, where I worked as a vascular surgeon and half-time as an academic. Perth is synonymous with the development and the advances in vascular surgery. Michael Lawrence Brown and David Hartley absolutely revolutionized vascular surgery some 20 years ago.
And David Hartley, as you may know, was the chief medical imaging technologist at Royal Perth. He was one of the people that, together with the vascular surgeon, created the endovascular aortic stent graft. And he is the person really that came up with the idea of how to manufacture with his hands, with his inspiration, with his technical skills, this device that goes inside the aorta of a patient and that has saved countless lives.
Michael and Peter Kelsey came to me because I had worked with Michael before on some research projects and said, do you want to be involved in this? They both came back from a conference and said, look, there's a new procedure being tried around the world. It's nothing that's on the market, but it's a new procedure really, using what was currently available and using it in a different way. Do you think we could be involved in that?
There's a condition called an abdominal aortic aneurysm. As you get older, and with smoking, blood pressure or bad luck, you can fur up the arteries in your body. And in some cases, this leads to a blockage of the artery, or where the artery is moving down through the abdomen, the furring up of the artery can lead it to dilate and expand, and that's called an aneurysm. It is a cause of sudden death in men, and traditionally we've had to undertake major abdominal surgery with associated risk to repair these and prevent future death. What Michael Lawrence Brown and David Hartley did is design a keyhole technique where these aneurysms could have been stented as opposed to having major open surgery. This was developed with Cook, and Perth was the centre in the world for this technology, which is now used in over 3/4 of all cases globally. So yes, Perth and Western Australia is synonymous with advances in technology in vascular surgery.
So it turned out that the Cook company had a spring type stent, which was actually designed for the veins, not for the arteries in the beginning. We were able to get this stent from the Cook company and allowed us to experiment with it, and I would get offcuts of those Dacron surgical grafts, and we started putting them together. So the ingredient was David's ability to make things, the fact that he was already making things for neuro intervention. We were making things that related to catheters and wires for other parts of the arteries, so it all just fitted. It was really serendipitous. About 2012, the state government decided that all these special purpose funds would just get swept into general revenue. The CEO at Royal Perth at the time suggested that this money be used to fund a chair. And when the two chairs were agreed upon, then we set up the fund to manage the money, to pay for the salaries, but also provide some money for research. And that's how the Cook Fund came about.
In European institutions, often professors wear two hats, a clinical hat and an academic hat, same as I have here. The chair is called the David Hartley Chair of Radiology, and there is a wish, and I can feel that wish, both from the hospital management and from the university, to sort of bring the two worlds closer together. Radiology as a discipline in Western Australia has never ever had a true academic presence, and that is the opportunity that I wanted to take, to bring my experience in European academic medicine to Western Australia, and I hope that I will be able to contribute part-time to the clinical excellence. I will be doing clinical medicine here, part-time to the education, and part-time also to get some research going.
So my role as current tenure of the Mike Lawrence Brown Chair is to develop and enhance research and practiced throughout Western Australia. What I'm aiming to do is integrate research that's both developed here in Western Australia and attract global research and global industry and technology to come to Western Australia, where we have the reputation and the Mike Lawrence Brown and David Hartley prestige to put vascular surgery and research back on the map at a global level. Research is vital for the advancement of medical management of patients. The reason we do research is for the patient's benefit. We might have the best idea, the newest technique, but if it actually doesn't improve the life or the outcome of our patients, then there's no point in doing it.
I think it's really important that now that we have the chairs in both fields, that all the people of Perth get behind these chairs and give them support.
It could lead to some cooperative research across different divisions, which is what led to this device in the first place. And that would be really nice, not necessarily these two disciplines, but across other disciplines.
Keep your eyes open. You take things like the history of Fred Hollows and the cataract surgery and the artificial lens. You take the bionic ear, and now you have the bionic eye. These all came from people that worked from scratch, and they had a vision. So if you have a concept, then think about it, because what you are taught is not always right, and it's not always going to be right, and you have to look laterally and you have to think about where things are going. And if you have a really good idea, pursue it.